Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we take you behind the scenes of this podcast. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Kathy Cool, Tim Swaya, and Demetrius Kane.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, so we're going to talk a little bit about what it's like to be part of the Bourbon Daily. We have a lot of people asking questions about it and stuff like that. They come in the shop and they're curious about the podcast and things like that, and how all this works and how we come out with a show every day and stuff like that. So we'll get to that after the break. For right now, Tim said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, Tim?
So I'm done with TikTok challenges. This stuff is so stupid. So the most recent one I saw now is that it's a challenge, new TikTok challenge, to write your name on a piece of paper without the pen leaving the paper. It's like, congratulations, you idiots, you learned cursive.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I remember, was it about 4 or 5 years ago, it was the cinnamon challenge, and everybody's trying to swallow a spoonful of cinnamon. Like, that's intelligent. Like,
Tide Pods.
Oh, that was great. What about the dancing out, the cars rolling and then they're dancing outside? Then everybody's slamming on the brakes and people running into the
one Drake song. What was that song? Yeah,
that was a Drake song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 2020 though. We were entertaining ourselves in new ways. But
okay,
I'm trying to think that peak society was the 90s.
The 90s, you think?
Yeah.
That was it.
We just started getting email at
Hammer
the tail
time.
end of it.
It was Hammer Time. Yeah.
It was Hammer Time.
I think the 90s.
Peak society was 90s.
I think the 90s was the decline. It was the beginning of the decline. I think the 80s. I think you'd be like the 70s and 80s. You got the good music. You had you were out there, because I was born in the mid 80s, and then like the 90s, it was like there was still great stuff going on, but you began declining.
Okay.
Because you started to get some of those weird stuff, like the Jinko jeans that started coming out. Remember those
Jinko jeans? Oh.
Those had the big old
Cavarici.
You couldn't walk through the rain or a mud puddle without being laid down for a thing.
That was the beginning of the end.
Okay. Yeah. The Jinko jeans started the end. Okay.
I loved the 90s. I was a kid in the 90s, and both my parents had good jobs in the 90s. So lived my best life then. Really went to shit in the early 2000s, but really loved the 90s. So it was like Friday was pizza night, which I thought was fun because I thought I had fun parents. They were just fucking tired. They didn't want to do shit for us. They were just tired. They're like, We're getting pizza. We thought it was a treat. We thought it was great. My mom would order 10 different ones because none of us liked the same thing. It was cool. We'd get our friends over and she would buy cases of pop. We had a garage fridge. It was there were Coke, there were Dr. Pepper, there was Mountain Dew. It was anything you could imagine.
Soda.
Soda
Okay.
was in this garage.
It wasn't
fridge.
pop, it's soda, it's Coke. It's all Coke.
It's all Coke. But it was all in there. Plus the pizza she got during the day because she worked nights. So she'd get it and we could microwave it because we knew how to use microwaves. I feel like kids today are you didn't feed me. I'm the shit's in the fridge, put it in the microwave, push a button. They don't get that.
A button.
Push
a button.
Oh my God. It's like, just push a button.
Oh my God. Me are a problem. But anyways, no, it was the best. And then like your dad would take you to Blockbuster and you would rope him into buying that expensive popcorn and candy when he could have just went to Walmart and bought it cheaper, but it was there and it was convenient and you bought like 10 movies and it was the best time. I love it.
You want to talk about high anxiety. Running to the back of the store to the Blockbusters and not finding the movie that's bumped out so you can see the movie behind to grab it. All you have are just the VHS cassette or the DVD cases. There was nothing else behind. You're like, oh God, I got it. When you got that last one,
what a feeling. What a feeling.
That was a good day.
Meant though, like Friday nights were cool because it's like, there's pizza and pop waiting for you and you're going to the Blockbuster and you're getting snacks and you're picking movies. Now we're like, if I can't stream it, so we really have so many like DVDs and Blu-rays, but I'm like, oh, we got to get up and get it. Can we stream it? We will literally pay money to stream a movie that we already have because we don't want to get up.
Happening? Of course. I mean, it's only money.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
$4, just fucking stream.
Perfectly insane. Yeah, why don't we order some $18 Arby's too while we're watching this movie that we already own that we could get up and get. But yeah, that's a good
$10 delivery fee and a minimum 20% tip, or you're going to miss your fries.
Right. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay.
I don't hear Steve often, but I do with my door dashing.
Oh yeah, the door dashing. Well, when you told me you spent $18 for a Arby's sandwich one time.
It's not Arby's. It's probably chicken nuggets for my dogs from McDonald's.
I don't know what it was.
$18 on chicken nuggets is a whole other topic too.
They know the DoorDash guy. They get very excited.
Oh God.
What about those old video stores, the independent video stores? Then you had the
curtain. You don't want to look behind the curtain.
You knew it was behind there, and you're trying to sneak to get behind there, and you're like,
one of those in college.
You James Bond your way back behind there, and you'd be like, okay, I'm safe. Nobody saw me.
Right.
That was for me.
How else were you going to see the Tommy and Pamela video? Demetrius, you're right. 90s was that was it. That was the downfall.
That was the downfall.
You're right.
Did you guys watch the Hulu Tommy and Pam?
Oh yeah.
I was so invested in this.
That was like a while ago.
It was. I know, but I love it. And then they put a Tammy.
What the fuck is she saying? Tammy.
The Tammy
Pammy was on there too.
Oh my God. Anyways, sorry, did not go well. But no, Pam got just slaughtered by the media, but I was into that whole thing.
I thought that documentary, as Justine says, I felt like that made Pam look good. Not physically. I'm talking about it made her look like she was a victim and calculated in what she wanted to do to try to fix it and was taken advantage of by everyone along the way, including the way her husband handled things. I thought she was a sympathetic character. I thought they treated her nice in that thing, but she didn't like it.
They did the Netflix thing where it was her own documentary, and she's a whole little angel baby, and they should have all treated her better.
Yeah, I did watch that. I liked her. I liked her too. I'll tell you what. I listened to on a trip. I get that thing where you can rent audiobooks, and I got one that I didn't think I would like, but I thought I'm going to give this a chance. And it was that Paris Hilton. I always just thought she was a complete airhead. It was her biography was pretty good and interesting. She went through a lot.
So fucking smart, and she knew what the media liked, so she painted herself as this airhead, and she created that baby voice.
She created that thing. Yeah,
Paris is so smart.
Yeah, but she also had this fucked up thing where she was sneaking out for parties and stuff like that, and her parents put her in that place.
Abusive ass school.
Yeah, where they put her in that abusive school.
Like, no, she's an activist now. She protests against that because it's some bullshit.
Yeah, if you hear that, that was horrific. Yeah.
Yeah, she went through some shit. Like, Paris is great. If you look past the persona she gives to the public, her real shit is great.
Yeah, seems like
the movie she was in. Like, there was some big Hollywood. It was a horror flick, and she was only in like the first 2 minutes.
Oh, Pit the Pendulum.
House of Wax.
House of Wax.
House of Wax. That was it.
Yeah.
And she was in.
Her and Nicole Richie, so I have a rosary tattooed to my foot because Nicole Richie had one.
Well, sure. I've got one too because of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
thought we all
most of us. I think most of us do, of course.
Yeah, of
It
course.
makes complete sense. Yeah.
I-
If Nicole Richie's got it. Of course, we're all going to get it. I mean, please. She's a national treasure. The fact she would do something like that.
He
Yeah.
is.
I don't
though.
know half of who you guys are talking about.
I don't know either. Yeah. What are you gonna
I have
do?
no
What are you
idea,
gonna-
like any, like
Right. We're talking pop culture stuff. So Demetrius just says, check it out. He has no clue.
oh, I have
He
no
was
idea
like doing calisthenics there for a second, folks.
He
So you can
was.
see
He was. Yeah.
He's very bored with
behind the
this.
scenes.
Yeah.
Got a couple jumping jacks.
All right. On that note, we better get time to drink. Demetrius needs a drink. So what do we got here? What are you drinking there, Demetrius?
Well, so I've ran out of my because I thought it was 4 episodes because I don't read
Oh.
the show notes.
Well, sure. Yeah.
And now I'm going to go back to Boxing Bear because Boxing Bear is fantastic. So
Okay.
I'm going to use that one, and I don't have a cork pop for it, so
Okay. Well, the cork is even gone. He ate the cork. All right. Fair enough. All right. What about you, Tim?
I'm going to enjoy a Knob Creek single barrel select rye from our friends at Old Hickory Whiskey Bar down there in Pensacola, Florida.
Florida. Hey, we heard it. We heard it.
You got something?
Audio.
Holy cow!
You have the lead. It was actually audible. So congratulations. Kathy, what do you got?
Is this a first?
This is a
I
first.
feel like since
It's
we
in the
could
mix.
hear Tim, I'm going to open up a screw cap of some Papa Pilar rum.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me see here. I'll go with an intentionally weak cork pop as well. Jack Daniel's Old Number 27, the one that they run through the maple wood finish on that one. So
It actually has no alcohol in it.
no alcohol left in there. Oh, now Tim's still got the lead. Tim's got the lead with McNew left. McNew, you're between Tim and victory. What do you got there?
I also cannot count, but I have larceny again because I only brought in 4 bottles.
Aww.
Tim just win. Good for Tim.
Everybody almost got
that
a
was
DoorDash
better.
with $18 of Arby's sandwiches there.
Yeah, you almost got yourself, but instead you chose violence, McNew.
You chose violence.
I
Chose
don't-
violence.
everyone.
Yeah, McNew's wins. Cheers.
Nuggets and fries. Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about the Bourbon Daily behind the scenes, what it's like to be a part of this team. Maybe it's something you want to do. Maybe you aspire to be part of the team. We'll talk about that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
I'm Davey Waltz.
And I'm Adina.
And you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about the Bourbon Daily behind the scenes.
Yes, we are. Kathy,
Yeah.
how do you get recruited to be on the Bourbon Daily? How does this come about?
So I was at Still 6:30 Friday night,
Okay.
and you were going around interviewing people about the flavor of the month. What did you do? Anyway,
Yeah, the experiment of the month.
experimental stuff.
Yeah.
And the fun thing was that since you talk to people every week or every month, that I got to pick new names every
Yeah.
time because I didn't want to just be Kathy every time.
Right.
Forgot about that. That's right.
Yeah, so I would like one time I think I was Lolita.
Oh, wow.
One time I think I may have been Paula. I don't
Okay.
know. But we were just standing there talking. I'm like, I really love this Bourbon Daily. How do I get on? And you're like, you want to be on? You're on.
Oh, there you go.
That was it.
It's that simple. That's simple.
Just had to ask. But I will say, this isn't easy.
No.
No.
This isn't easy. You got to come up with small talks.
Yeah.
And if they're bad, you got to be
People rip on
ready to
you.
get ripped.
Oh, and then Dave Hoyle just is
Yeah.
furious. Yeah.
Yeah.
After the fact, he's just like, oh, that one was a dud. Well, yeah, he's sitting at home just listening, rating things, berating me when necessary. Yeah, shit happens.
So that's
So-
how I got on.
Yeah.
I asked.
So McNew, we've told that many times. McNew, so she was going to come on as a one-time thing. It's just a guest, and then asked her to be a regular host that night as soon as the show ended. So that was cool.
I will still say this is the longest job I've ever had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've come close to firing you, but we haven't.
You might have wanted to fire me, but I haven't wanted to quit.
Even when she was only working 15 minutes a week, she was still loved the job. Apparently, she just didn't show it when she was with us. Yeah,
For a 4-week run for a month.
Yeah, it was a month. It was a month when she would just come on and just check out whenever she felt like it.
I was having a weird time, I guess. It's fine.
Yeah.
We've all heard the excuses.
Yeah. Demetrius and I, again, he came to me as a listener of the show. So he reached out and said he's got an event going. He's releasing his first product. He's a distiller. And I came to the event and we hit it off. And then he started coming on the show. So that's how it worked with him. And then I started inviting him to my, I used to do those classes at Total Wine. And then, so we got to be buddies that way for sure. Tim, how did I ask you to come on? Or did you just start find out when we were and just signing in? You asked someone what's a sign in, and then you just showed up. I'm not sure how.
I don't, yeah, how did we get that?
There was a time when you never changed the sign, and we got Zoom bombed a couple times on these virtual events.
Yeah,
Those were entertaining.
Awkward. Yeah.
Oh God. So we met for the first time at Neely Family Distillery in September of 2019. I was down there did no idea what this was or anything like that. We stumbled across when you were filming the video that everybody sees in the distillery now.
Yeah.
The timepiece video and everything like that. So that's when Royce was. I posted a birthday picture of Royce. That was the time
He was
that
in
I was
costume.
there.
He was in costume for the what is now the video at the distillery. So
that was, and then I had his youngest brother was the first time we ever asked him to sign a bottle. So the whole family was there, and he's signing a bottle of Marshmallow Black Belts. And then I was able to get that bottle back to the family because I think that's a little piece of history that not for me to throw out in the recycle bin or set on a shelf collecting dust here, but other than just being I think I would hope it's because I'm an active participant in the crew club, numbers of virtual events. This group saved me and gave me some purpose in COVID to stay busy because I need that, and found a way to finally take this thing into somewhat of a potential, take a hobby into it's not going to be a career yet. At some point in time it will, but actually in this industry, doing whiskey education classes, putting in the effort, doing the work. And it takes a lot to sound so stupid. I got to tell you, I work at this every single day.
You do
to come up with this persona.
Yeah.
But
Your
no,
wife can attest to that. Yeah, you're working on it all the time to be an idiot.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm always grateful for people like Tim. I'm like, Tim is like this guy with like a good job and a good family, and like we're just idiots drinking bourbon. Like I feel like we're just idiots drinking bourbon.
I agree.
Like,
we are idiots.
Him and like a handful of other people, and I'm like, why do you guys listen to us? And it's so great that we
it is weird.
And I love that bourbon is like for everybody.
Yeah, we had the Neaters in this week, regulars at the shop. So you got Ryan and Evan Neaters. Evan, he's on the list. He's more regular coming in than Ryan, and he's a regular listener to the show. And then Ryan was in, and they're telling him, you need to watch the show. He's like, I tuned in one time, and all these people were talking, and I didn't know what was going on. I didn't like it. I'm just going to be honest. I didn't like your show. And his cousin Evan's like, you got to listen to it. You got to fight your way through that, because once you start to know the people, and that's the weird thing about the show. If you don't know us, you're going to tune in because it's a bourbon podcast. And I think we probably don't retain a lot of people who just stumble onto us as a bourbon podcast, because then we have the segment where we just talk at the beginning, and it could be about anything, and people don't like it. But the ones that do stick with us become fans for life, and I think that the more popular segment is that first segment. I think people want to hear what we're talking about today, because there's a group of friends sitting around chatting, and that's what people like.
Barstool talk.
Yeah. And I do. A lot of people say, I feel like I know you guys. I feel like I'm friends with Tim, even though he's in Chicago and I've never met him. I'm talking about somebody that comes in the shop. I feel like I know Kathy Cool. I might have seen her in an event, but I hear her on the show, and these people, they seem like they're friends of mine too. And so that's a cool thing. I do think that our friendship, which comes through in these shows, and I've kind of tightened it up. I used to just like invite anybody, and now it's like I invite people that I think are good, and if they come on and they don't deliver, we don't kind of have them back again. Nothing bad, but we just so I end up keep inviting this. I mean, like this group is certainly regulars, and then we got Katie, and there's a couple other ones, and then there's a couple that you invite every once in a while. Small doses, right? Small doses of Phil, or small doses of Jen that screams. I invite Demetrius all the time. He just tells me no. So yeah.
It doesn't count if you turn us down all the time.
Right. Yeah, that's on you. That's on you.
I'm just, I'm trying to get. We had that one show that was like, I think we ran until like 1 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Katie was on. That was just an absolute. I'm just
shit show. Yeah,
absolute shit show. But that was hilarious. I think that was one that I was actually buzzed for, and I got in trouble when I got.
Oh yeah.
So I just am trying.
When I was dropping your secrets and had to be beeped.
Yeah. Oh, don't
that
worry.
was spectacular.
Oh yeah, Kathy's famous for that.
First time I had to pay Katie. I was like, Katie, I need letters sent out. I need cease and desists.
Yeah.
So all of those that got to you, Katie. Any of them that got to you. Now you know what.
Well, it's the between the show stuff too that's fun.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So as we're recording this is the 5th show of 5 that we do, and we're 3 hours and counting into our recording session. So again, anybody who thinks that this is just fun and games, it is, because it's your friends, but it's also a commitment. I mean, you come on the Bourbon Daily on a Friday night, you're committing 3 hours plus to come on and record shows. So it's a big deal. Yeah.
Like, just to throw this out here, Steve. I mean, the prep work that you do developing this content, trying to find a topic to talk about, type up the show notes, trust that people are going to read them, or have some type of, not a position, but be able to talk a little bit about it and see where the conversation goes. I mean, Kathy does a ton of research.
Kathy always does. Yeah.
Kathy and I are listeners. We're listeners first, trying to find a way to be in this industry, because, our day jobs are our day jobs, but this is us. We don't have we just necessarily can bring these personalities out, which is really are us in some of our professional environments. I mean, I think, Kathy, I'm not going to speak for you, but this is a privilege. I have to continue to earn my way to be on here. I have to make sure that I listen to all the shows, keep up with the stuff, know what's going on, bringing in the current content, and try to weave the shows together.
Yeah.
That's what I really focus on, and try
Drop
to bring
the
some
inside
of that stuff
jokes. People love the inside jokes. This show is about so many inside jokes.
I just feel like Steve is like so good at people, because like I did a show for a very short time called Wine Time with McNew, where I would get people on to talk about their pet peeves, and just scheduling people was a fucking nightmare. I got burnt out so quick. I'm like, yeah, I want to talk to people. I want to drink wine. I want to get drunk and I want to talk to you. But scheduling people was a goddamn nightmare. And this man does it multiple times a week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, how do you for years? You've done it for years. So like
7 years. Been counting. 7 years.
For like 6 months. And I said, nope, I'm done with this. I don't want to do it no more. It stopped being fun.
Yeah. I'm, even though we're goofballs and we create a show that I don't know how much, worth there is to society with what we create, but I think it's fun. And I think that people that listen, can give them some enjoyment in their life, which is pretty cool. And the fact that we've been doing this 7 years and have never missed an episode of the Bourbon Daily. It's like, we got too busy. We took 2 or 3, 4 days off. We come out with something different every day, every single day. So you can count on us, and sometimes it's a matter of shit. I had to take some time off and McNew was off or whatever. And we need to get some shows at the tasting bar, tomorrow. So Jim and Darren and I'll record something. Sometimes we got to do that just to fill in, but we make sure we get some out every day.
Sometimes you call in, can you record on a Tuesday? We got to get some shows. Okay, great. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, sometimes I get together McNew and Becca, and then sometimes not everyone shows up, but we still do it. We get through it, right? Yep. Yeah, it's fun. Well, what's it like for you guys when you get the notes? Is it exciting? I don't know. See, I've never been on the other side of this.
So I will say, I've been here for a while, right? Like I've been here since 2017, 18. Steve used to be like sending out notes on like a Tuesday morning, and they were so detailed. They were so great. I'm like, hey, I got till Friday. I can research some things. I can do X, Y, Z. I'm like so prepared. Now it's like goddamn Thursday morning. I'm like,
it might be Friday. Sometimes for Friday night shows, it just depends on my schedule. Sometimes I just can't get to this stuff.
I always know when we're recording. Like I've been here long enough. I always just block myself off for Friday night. I'm like, probably recording. If we're not, I'll show up to whatever else. If not, like I'm recording. Like Friday nights are blocked off for me. But I'm like, sometimes I'm like, it's Thursday, Steve. What the fuck are we doing tomorrow? I'm not even mad because I'm so happy for you that the barrel shop has been so successful. It's not even been a year yet, and it's been so successful. And I know that's where your attention is. So I'm like, they'll come when they come. I'll be fine. But
and some people ask me that too. Like, what are we recording about Thursday? So say I don't have it to you Thursday because and ultimately I get it to you Friday. If you call me on Thursday, what are the shows going to be out? I actually have no idea. It's not like I'm like I got a notebook of this is the shows we're going to do. It's just a matter of getting it onto the virtual paper and sending out the files. No, I don't even know. I sit down and I just write them out, and then send them out to you guys. So.
Yeah. I love getting the show notes. I can't wait to see what the topics are.
Okay.
The first thing I look at is who are we recording with?
Okay.
And what are the topics? And then I spend some time researching because not being in the industry, I don't want to look like an idiot all of the time. And
what about when you're really drunk? What about when you're really drunk?
When I proposed to Steve that I wanted to be on the show, I'm like, I'm not in the industry or anything, but I have words. I have lots of words.
You have lots of thoughts. So my first thing is I'm like, okay, so I see it on the calendar before I see it who's in the notes. I'm like, who's coming? Who is here Friday? So that's how I prepare my week.
Right. So I'll sometimes ask people, and then it evolves, because what I do is McNew's talking about. I don't know if anybody else here is on that calendar or not, but on our ABV Network calendar, I'll put on there if for some reason we've got one coming up, a guest that's going to be a week from Sunday that hasn't been on in a while. That's on there, but it'll be like Steve, Becca, that guest that's going to be on that show.
Sometimes there's a question mark.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like I don't know who it is yet, but I need to get somebody in there. It'll just be a question mark. Yeah. So, but yeah, I try to put that on there just so that if Becca or McNew looks at the calendar, they know that I am working on something at least. I'm not just. Because I do take Fridays off too. I just like the next 2 Fridays we're recording here. The next 2 Fridays I got stuff going on. I've got our 1-year anniversary coming up, so I'm going to be tied up with stuff at the shop for that. And then Darren's going to The next week, Darren's going to Moonshine University, and then Tim's coming in. So I got to be at the shop. I mean, I can't take off and be like, I'm sorry, Jim, you're here with Tim. You guys can do that. I'm going to go take off and the podcast. So I'm taking off. So yeah, a couple weeks.
But also, I feel like over the years, I'm like, who's coming on? Sometimes I dress better, and sometimes I'm like, I'm a bum. Like,
yeah. Demetrius is on, so usually that ups.
Usually that's the skill. All of us get dressed up.
Yeah, I've got my best outfit on tonight. Yes.
Well, I'm glad that I feel like a schmuck because I'm usually like digging myself out of like a field, and
right?
Showing up like I was sitting at my kitchen table eating dinner, and I was like sitting there and I was like trying to go through notes, and I thought I was at 7 because typically I think Sunday. Record at 7 on Sundays.
Sundays at 7.
And I'm used to Sundays. And so I was like getting ready to go. And then I was like, I looked and I was like, oh, it's 8 o'clock. Because I was like, so that was kind of.
Demetrius is my spirit animal. Like sometimes he thinks he's fooling me when he's calling with his checking questions, but I go through the same shit he does. Like he's like, so that barrel pick that is on specifically what day at what time, and he's like, I knew that I know what it is, but I just need to verify. He's doing the same shit I do because you do a million things. You fucking lose track of shit. And I don't know what to do other than call someone and ask him. So he calls me about stuff and I'm like, he doesn't fucking remember any of this shit. And I get it.
So I put placeholders on my phone and I'm like, something important's happening here, but then I forget to put who's in it.
Right.
And then the day's blocked, but then I don't have the details and it drives my people crazy because they're like you're like, how do you not know who's showing up at the distillery? And I'm like, well, I got it in my calendar. Somebody's showing up.
Yeah, but whatever I say, you're always affirming like it's right. It would be like, all right, we got that, like the boxing bear picks. He's like, all right, we got that coming up on Monday, right? I'm like, no, that's actually going to be Sunday at 10 and 2. Yep, that's what I got. You're right. He always said, even though what he said at first was totally different than that road. Whatever I say, he's like, yep, that's what I got you down for. So that's perfect.
I was checking to make sure you got all your ducks in a row, Steve. But I thought it was on Saturday. I had Saturday block.
Yeah. So I get it, man. Yeah, I do the same shit, man. I'm barely keeping this thing together, but yeah. And then sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get a text from Jeremy. We got the guest on. Where are you at? I'm like, shit! I forgot we're podcasting. It always happens with Jeremy. Then he's furious, But it happens. What are you
your bourbon show you tape during the day?
Yes.
Right.
So I got other stuff.
That's a whole different ball game. Trying to get Renee together and everything like that.
It is. Yeah. It's tougher. You got other stuff going on, and even if you remembered and put it on your calendar,
shit gets in the way.
Life happens. So yeah. So it's a fun thing to be involved with. We enjoy putting these together for you. This is I don't know, 2,400 plus. What are we at? What show number is this? 2481.
So. I know that I have 1,000 shows plus more now. Stop counting. Don't know.
Yeah.
One thing I would throw in there. I know that's like I think a lot of times when I'm on the shows I'm a little bit quieter. But one of the things that's like really fun that I don't think everybody always gets to see is we kind of briefly talked about. It's the in between every show.
Oh yeah.
We're hanging out for 3 hours.
We used to do a show called The Nightcap that recorded those, and we stopped doing it. But
right.
Those are fun. It's the in between, like where you actually bond with people and make connections. I think those are fun.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. That's like probably one of my favorite things about it is like in between every show, like
you're just talking. Yeah. Getting the real scoop about things. So, well, it's fun stuff. So yeah, there it is. Show number 2481. So yeah, we're looking forward to the next 2481 or so. So good stuff. All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Kathy, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
Well, I have an Instagram because of these podcasts.
Okay.
It is KK Cast Strength.
All right, Tim.
I also have an Instagram because of this podcast and this group here, and hope to continue earning my spot to be here at SwyGuy2112.
All right, Demetrius.
I'm a hard guy to find. Instagram and Facebook. DemetriusKane.mo on Instagram, and I'm at Nobletons on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, McNew.
I have an Instagram because people like my body parts, but you can find me at McNew. ABV.
All right. As we
Tetons.
record this, we are just days away from the 4th of July photo. Has this been worked out yet?
I'm going to work on that this weekend.
Listen to her. She's giddy about this. So she loves her 4th of July photo. All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got that company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us. If you're in the St. Louis area, we'd love to have you check out what we have in stock. We've got all kinds of great barrel picks. You can try before you buy. There's probably things that you haven't heard of there. That's okay. Taste them. See if you like them. And if you like them, you can pick up a bottle. So check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. Sign up for our email and text distribution at that website as well. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. I hope new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Farnance will have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the Hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with the national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.